WBAY TV, your first alert station. Action 2 News This Morning live stream starts now.
Good morning. It's a busy Friday. We have a jam-packed Action 2 News This Morning live stream for you. I'm Tammy Elliott.
And I'm Emerson Lehman. Thanks for streaming with us. As you can see right here, a pretty big backup. This is in Winnebago County near Neven Road, where there was a crash reported there on I-41, and crews out there trying to clear those roadways and get drivers to work safely. Yeah,
and Aisha has been monitoring this major backup in first alert traffic, and it's because there's snow falling this morning, and just proof that it doesn't take much. We have Emily Mers in for Steve this morning, and it's all about the timing of this and when that snow is falling, Emily.
Yeah, exactly. That's really the main concern with this event. It is just a couple of inches of snow, and a lot of people a lot of times are looking at 1 to 3 inches and you're thinking that's really not that big of a deal, right? And we've certainly seen heavier snowfall, but as we all know, it does not take a lot of snow to create issues. That's certainly evident this morning. I've seen several reports of up to around 1 to 2 inches, which is pretty much on par with what we're expecting. This morning, and especially the first part of today, I'm expecting most of us to see somewhere around 1 to 3 inches. Once this first push of snow moves through, we'll be seeing more of a scattered, lighter nature of our next snow showers. So that first alert weather day really for the first part of today, and then hopefully we should see some better conditions later on. Right now, though, on our first alert Viper Max, we are starting to see some slower snowfall amounts just compared to what we were seeing earlier. Also, the back end of this first push starting to make its way in, but not in time to really clear out in time for this morning commute. So just really important to take it seriously. There is a winter weather advisory in effect, and actually the National Weather Service sending out a message to us earlier today talking about how the conditions today technically fall under the criteria, or below the criteria, I should say, of what they would normally do for an advisory, but just because of the timing, that was really the main concern that they had and why they went ahead and issued the advisory. So again, that really just highlights how big of a concern the snow is in regards to this morning commute. It's already busy out there, and of course that snow adding another layer of complication. Switching gears a little bit, our wind chill right now feeling like the teens, so a cold start to the day, but really not too far off from what we experienced yesterday afternoon. We held pretty steady overnight. That was due to this oncoming system and more so the cloud coverage associated with it. Our actual air temperatures in the 20s right now will eventually be making our way back towards the 30s by this afternoon, and then again going to be colder, looking a little more long term. So I want to jump right into the timing of the back end of this system. You'll see here the snow starting to fizzle out as we get closer to around 9 to 10 a.m. From there, the snow takes on a more scattered, lighter form. So it won't be as widespread or as serious as what we're seeing this morning, but eventually it will all still add up. You can see through the rest of the day, on and off showers continue, likely going to still see those snowflakes falling by later today, so keep that in mind for your evening commute as well. Overnight tonight, we'll likely see a big lull in this snowfall, but then more snow on the way Saturday, this time going to be coming from the north due to the positioning of this low pressure that's essentially driving this entire system. So we'll continue to see these on and off showers through Saturday night, and then another round of it on Sunday. That Sunday round going to be again a lot lighter, but it will all add up. When it's all said and done, we're looking at around 2 to 5 inches of snow. About half of this expected to fall right now or has already fallen throughout this morning. So today, again, that first alert weather day continuing at least through the early afternoon. Once we get into the afternoon, we'll likely be able to shave that off as we'll see some better conditions. 1 to 3 inches for this morning, that snow continuing through tonight. Here's that Super 7-day forecast. Will be even colder looking ahead to next week, but right now really focusing in on that snow.
Aisha now with first alert traffic, and it has been a busy morning, and you've been watching, especially on 41, this major backup there.
Yeah, this has been going on for quite some time, and we actually just sent a push alert about it, just getting confirmation from Wisconsin DOT about this backup. This is between Neenah and Oshkosh, Winnebago County, I-41. The camera itself where we're looking is Neven Road, but the crash itself is just beyond Jackson Street. which is Highway 76 on I-41, again going north. So it's quite the backup. This crash is just up ahead here, and people are not able to move a whole lot. This area, very snowy, and it's a trouble spot that we've seen since the start of all of this weather event overnight into this morning. Another one that we've also been seeing, and it's actually just a vehicle that's stuck on the side of the road right here. You're seeing the little marker, but there's a little bit of a backup in the De Pere area, I-41 south. And by the Ashland area in Brown County, there's also another slowdown. So really in this area, trouble spots as well across Brown County, but very much the same across the region. We're seeing a lot of that orange, a lot of that yellow popping up. So people are having to go a lot slower this morning. Definitely give yourself the extra time that you need. We've seen a few, if not several, crashes already, people sliding off the road, ending up in the ditch. And then we just got the latest road conditions right here across the region. A lot of that pink, and a lot of the time when we get these weather events, we see partially covered, so that's the blue. Completely covered is the next level where those roads are even more hazardous. So please be careful. This morning, the other part of the story is that there were visibility issues. There could still be some blowing snow, especially when you get out into those rural areas, rural highways, secondary roads and streets, things like that. So just be safe. No matter where you're going this morning, give yourself that time that you need, as we always like to say, and slowing down for these elements, very important. And our road crews, they're working hard to treat those roads. I've seen some improvement here and there, but really not a whole lot. They have quite the feat ahead of them. So looking across the region right here, our major highways, looking snowy, snow-covered roads. As we look forward to the weekend, it's going to stay very much the same. Make sure that you're following along with for weather. They'll be tracking, as you heard Emily say, Saturday and Sunday, those snow showers. So if you have any plans for the weekend, make sure that you're planning ahead for slippery roads and that you're also going slow as we get into Saturday and Sunday, guys.
Aisha, we appreciate it. Our viewers appreciate everybody keeping us up to date on everything happening. As you said, if anything more happens, we always send push alerts to the phones. All right, we have a special guest comedian, 2024 NFL Fan of the Year, and diehard Packer fan joining us on our live stream right now. Good morning, Tom Grossi.
Good morning. How we doing?
Wonderful. It's Friday. We got that Friday feeling. I will say we'd probably be doing a little bit better if we were talking about the Packers preparing for a divisional round playoff game. That, of course, not the case. Tom, we first and foremost just want to ask your thoughts on kind of the collapse last Saturday. Would you say it's fair to call it a collapse?
Oh, I think that's being kind. Yes, if we are just using the word collapse. I mean, the worst part about it is, unfortunately, as Packers fans, you know, we've seen this film play out before. I mean, we saw this play out in Chicago less than a month earlier. So, yeah, I would say going down for being up 21-3 and then eventually losing that game, I think collapse is a good word.
And I bet it sure makes for an interesting show for you, right? Lots to talk about.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, there is definitely no shortage of things. I am currently in my notebook right now about what's next for the Packers as we do the season wrap up. And you're 100% correct. You know, we would definitely be a lot happier if we were talking about the Packers playing the Seahawks either Saturday night or Sunday night. But yeah, that was a tough one.
I'm glad you bring up the season wrap up and kind of what's next, Tom, because, you know, how do they reload and avoid this from happening again next season? How can they kind of get over that hump when it comes to hopefully a deep playoff run?
It's a great question. And I feel like after the Denver game, you know, just coming from my perspective, there's expectations shifted as to how this team was going to make that deep playoff run, right? You were really going to have to rely on that offense because once Micah Parsons goes out, Devontae Wyatt's been injured. Of course, yeah, they already lost Tucker Kraft. Zach Tom didn't play another down. That really was like, okay, if you are going to try and win a playoff game, 2 playoff games, it's really going to come down to Jordan Love and the offense because the defense started out fantastic this season, doing really well. But you lose a guy like Micah Parsons, you know, you already lost a guy like Devontae Wyatt. It's going to make it more challenging. So I think right off the bat, this team is going to be better just from getting healthier next year, right? Whether it's going to be Tucker Kraft in terms of blocking and or receiving. And then, of course, just having the guys on the D-line is going to help too. But I think it just comes down to what's going to happen with Matt LaFleur, right? That's kind of the big story that's coming out of this past week because if Saturday didn't happen the way that it did, if they lost by 3 and, you know, it was a competitive game the entire time and it's just, man, They just happened to lose. I don't think we would have these conversations, but LaFleur's coming into his contract year. So Ed Policy and him are currently trying to negotiate and figure out a happy medium, because ever since Matt LaFleur was hired by the Packers, things have changed in the coaching landscape. You just saw John Harbaugh get $20 million a year from the Giants, and Matt LaFleur is due for a payday. Now, Ed Policy, in his first year as Packers president, he has already come out and said way before this that he doesn't want a lame duck coach. He doesn't want a guy going into a contract year, and now everything outside the building is so much noise of, is he going to get an extension, all that great stuff. So I think you're going to see, if as long as they can work out the money, you're going to see like a 2 to 3 year extension. And it's really within these next 2 years that we're going to find out like how good are the Green Bay Packers. The one good thing is that Jordan Love looked great on Saturday, and I think, you could have a lot of confidence in him being the guy going forward. It's just about that supporting staff around him and also the coaching personnel. Can they get him over the hump?
Right. I mean, you feel like we're just on that cusp, right? It can happen if everything comes together, like you said. And the locker room is, from what we're hearing, is behind Coach LaFleur.
Yeah, you saw a bunch of players speak out. I mean, Jordan Love, of course, speaking out, but even Micah Parsons, he said that this was one of the reasons why I came to Green Bay was because of Matt LaFleur. And let me be very honest, too. Like, I understand fans' frustrations, especially what happened on Saturday, the fact that it has happened multiple times just this season alone. It's the third year of getting the 7 seed with only 1 playoff win. Like, I understand all these frustrations. It's just a matter of, one, is there a coach out there, right, that you think could change things? On top of that, you have a limited window, right? Jordan Love is going to be on contract through to the 2028 season. So you don't really have to worry about things there, but his cap hit is going to get worse and worse as time goes on. They just got Micah Parsons. They don't have a first-round draft pick for the next 2 off seasons. So it's, okay, do you want to bring in a new guy that you hope is going to be better, right, that is going to stop these collapses? Or do you stick with what works right now and you really have this 1 to 2 year window to go see if you can go win a Super Bowl with the roster that you have? I think the Packers are going to be playing it a little bit safe and going, hey, I think that they can win with LaFleur. I think they can win with the guys on the roster. It's just a matter of, like you said, putting it all together and also hoping that injuries are not as much of a factor going forward.
We certainly hope that, Tom. We are really appreciating you joining us this morning. Real quick here before we let you go, you have a fantastic show. You do a lot of charitable work as well. Where can folks follow along with you and see the work that you're doing?
Yeah, you could just find Tom Grossi on YouTube. It's if you want to see and hear more of this. We just raised $182,000 for Street Angels Milwaukee Outreach on our December live stream, and a week after the Super Bowl, we'll be raising another $1 million for charity for undue medical debt, which is going to pay off medical debt for Americans. So it'll bring us to around $3.5 million since 2021 for charity.
Wow, keep up that great work, Tom. We appreciate you joining us live this morning, and go Packers.
Go Pack, go. Thanks so much for having me.
Take care. All right, talking about cookies now. Cookie lovers, you can rejoice this morning.
It's cookie time. Get your cookies today. We have 9 different flavors, including Explore More.
I love it. It's cookie time. It's the best video of the morning.
That's what happens. You get a great production when you've got Girl Scouts and a reporter as their mom.
If you live in our house, you're probably going to be put on TV at some point. You're probably going to have a line to remember.
You gotta not being camera shy. You're going to learn. And it's an exciting time. I know I was already asking you if you have the sheets, what you do, and I'm glad to hear that.
Was I supposed to be working this morning or setting up my desk for Girl Scout cookies?
You can multitask, okay, right? That's allowed. Now, an exciting thing here, because some years it's always exciting, but some years it's okay, not really a new flavor or anything, but we've got a new flavor this year as well.
So if you remember, they had this cookie called the Toast Day for a couple of years, and it wasn't exactly the biggest seller. My kids happen to like it. It was a cinnamon toast flavored, but they retired that last year to bring on something called the Explore More, and you're seeing a picture of it here. So it's a sandwich cookie, and it's inspired by Rocky Road ice cream. So I don't know if this will be the new biggest hit or not. I haven't personally tasted it, but
it's pretty good.
They're really really pushing that this year. So we'll see how those sales do, but that kind of makes it exciting this year to have something new to sell.
And I know that Girl Scouts do so many different activities and things. Where does that money go toward, the cookie money?
So the girls sell Girl Scout cookies obviously during the winter, and $1 from every box goes to the troops. And then the troops use that money to really fund the different activities that they do. They go for purchasing their badges and patches, their meeting supplies, and then the different activities. And so Girl Scouts is really about having and forming those leadership skills in girls, instilling confidence in them. And I think it's great. You know, I always said we were never going to be those people that go door to door and sell Girl Scout cookies, and here we are selling.
Just doing it on TV instead, right? Yeah, there you go.
Bailey sold over 700 boxes last year. That's not including my twins. So I think it's great to be able to go to people, obviously, and talk to them and tell them about your cookies. Last year, Bailey's troops stayed on the USS Cobia in Manitowoc. They stayed overnight at the Maritime Museum. So just a variety of activities and leadership skills and life skills they learn.
I was going to mention the life skills. You know, you lead 2 of the troops, all of your daughters involved, and you just get to see them grow up and get all these opportunities and be able to help others and help themselves as well as they grow, right?
That's right. And we've even done things like having the De Pere Fire Department come in and teach CPR and first aid skills. And talking to older girls too, you really hear how they say that the skills they learn in Girl Scouts are things they take with them throughout their lives. So I think it's a really good opportunity. We give back to the community. We've also made fleece tie blankets to give to Sleep in Heavenly Peace. We've done stories about them before. They provide beds for kids in the community, so they also need bedding to go with that. So we've helped make tie blankets. We do a toy drive for families in the De Pere School District at Christmas time. So we try to really instill a sense of community and helping others and just harnessing those skills for life. So
remember that when you're thinking, I don't think I need another box of Girl Scout cookies.
You do.
It's going to a great
They
cause.
freeze well.
Yes, they do. That's how Emerson said.
My last box, I finally got it out of the freezer because I freeze them and they last year long. So big fan.
The thing is, though, I just want to say that somebody's going to have to pick up the slack for Bill Jarts because he used to buy 25 boxes. So I'm still counting on Cammie Rapson to buy 20.
I don't know. That's not going to be me. Okay. I don't have that big of a freezer, unfortunately. But
I'll get you Bill's number.
Kristyn, thank you so much. Folks out there, make sure to keep an eye out for your local troops that are going to be busy selling those Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, you can go to our website. We have a link there, and then, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good, please.
You can put in your zip code, and that will help you find a troop near you in your area, Northeast Wisconsin. So
Perfect.
We love it.
All right.
Have a great Friday, everybody. Drive safe out there as well.